GG, well played, guys. GG.
GG,
GG.
well
Good
played,
game,
sir.
Eagle.
Yeah, GG's
Very well
indeed. Good
played.
stuff.
You put in some fucking work with that Stormcaller, man.
Okay.
Oh my
dude,
god, that's so
fuck-
amazing.
May I say,
I can't do that.
Fucking true Teft Holtzman. You need to sit down and teach me how to do that, because I can't snipe like that. you guys pulled some hero moves.
Just
back
practiced. All it is.
It's called the Defiance of Aim Assist.
Mhm.
Oh, by the way, buy
man, I
Fuel
got
me a
that
drink.
effort, dudes.
But yeah, Holtzman, dude, literally, dude, every time I looked at you, there's a bright light in my face. Dead. Every time. Didn't matter, man. That was
Yeah,
freaking...
Life, you were
Like,
doing
others
some
don't...
work,
No,
man.
down. Others... No.
Oh man, it was it's fun to be able to do things like this and have agreements as to what guns you're going to use and things like that. But when Bungie institutes, not if but when, right? When Bungie institutes custom games, like what we're going to obviously want to be able to create settings, right?
I'll take private matches, and then
Yeah,
they
just
can
give-
build custom games later.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah.
Wow.
God.
But I mean,
I think
anything,
that's
obviously, I think
important.
we all want things where you go, like, no exotics, or I mean, in this case, no exotic armor. Just little check boxes you can kind of check off and just kind of have that. The custom matches we can get, man. I mean, it'd be awesome.
So, you know, it's a little tough. It's a little tougher to do 6v6, but it didn't take us that long to match up, Triple.
Nah.
Right.
Yeah, I really don't know. Like sometimes it takes forever, sometimes it's like first try. So, yeah. Well,
Really
at
weird,
least you know you got your games in
Right.
like really early tonight. So yeah, it was good.
Dude, you know what I think it was? Everyone's just flooding into the Iron Banner right now, so Classic is going to
Yeah.
was
Yeah, that's probably a
practically
big
barren.
Possible. Yeah.
That's kind of what I thought too.
So, what did you see?
At first,
Break it
at
down
first we were
for
talking
us.
about doing Iron Banner, and I was like, that's going to be impossible for the number of people that are queuing into there. So, Classic,
Yeah.
and it just worked out that way.
It would have been an interesting idea to have a Power Matters playlist, though. That would have been fun.
Definitely.
Mm.
Again, a custom match option to be able to flip power. And that'd be just be so cool.
All these options, man. That's what we need.
Yep.
One of these days, dude. You know, maybe that's what comes in the like the next big update. I really hope it does. They said replayability for PvE, but if this comes along, like,
That'd be an
please.
amazing update.
So,
Yeah.
I got a distinct feeling from Bungie that it was not going to happen soon.
Yeah, just sad, man.
Yeah.
I think the way the game's built right now, they can, man.
Yeah, I would think so.
Well, this
Maybe
is,
with
this,
Destiny 2.
I'm thinking the way that we promote this is just like how the community can get involved in in setting these up for themselves. That was the whole goal for today, is to show how a group of friends can easily jump in together, and even in sixes or in threes, and have a night of of different games. And so, Triple, you got a chance to see our super sweaty competitive match right there. What did you think?
You don't see a lot of competitive sixes
Mhm.
anymore. But I remember, back when Destiny came out, that was all we did, and I kind of missed that to some extent because it is really crazy and it's just chaos and a million grenades and supers going off, which is kind of in some respects one of the most cool things about Destiny. And so it takes a lot more, I guess, combined teamwork, and it does perhaps highlight some of the imbalances of the game itself and such, but it's still fun to play and fun to watch, for sure.
Yeah.
So it felt pretty. It felt like the spawns were with playing sixes like that. It felt like the spawns weren't able to keep up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there were a
If
few
you-
times when I saw
Bannerfall is a
right
particular
in front
map that Bannerfall has some really wonky spawns if you move too far over the center line.
Yeah,
So that's
for
what,
sure.
that's what we're.
There was a couple times I got spawn killed. In fact, the first game on the warm up, I think I got spawn killed by either Life or Mezashan. I was
I
like,
think it was.
"Oh."
I think it was Sean, because I know I didn't get you.
Well, and that's one of the things you can't blame the player for. You can't be mad at the person that spawn kills you. That's totally the dev's problem. That's not a player problem.
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
So what
It's just
what
one of
is
those
the perfect
things.
number, Triple, for like what do you think the perfect number is for a
4v4.
for a competitive? Yeah, you think 4v4?
I agree.
I think
Yeah.
you see 4v4 in a lot of games because it's just like that right balance.
Mhm.
I mean, at this point, I would prefer 3v3 over 6v6, but I think 4v4 for the majority of the maps in the game and the majority of the game types would just be really fun. Yeah, that's what I would go
I mean,
for.
that's Bungie's pedigree, right? With
Right.
Halo when it was in 4v4.
For sure.
So it was.
And presumably, with all of this, no revives and whatnot, just play straight up rules, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say straight up rules, but throw in the necessary adjustments, like remove anything that's way too powerful.
Right.
Take out Thorn and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed seeing 6v6 in more of a competitive aspect. It reminds me a lot of like World of Warcraft rated battlegrounds, where it's chaotic, but there is a method to the madness that's going on in there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think 3v3 is definitely, like I said, better than 6v6 at this point, but sometimes it can feel a little, I want to say slow, but it feels a little empty because you have to spend a lot of time moving around the maps and stuff. And I think 4v4 would just be like that perfect balance of like there's always something happening, but you can still like get a bearing on what's going on and feel like you're being attacked from a million angles all at one time and stuff.
How many times have we brought up the fact that
the maps
sparrows
either-
can be used in
either-
Cathedral
either
of Dusk?
Too big or too small. So like you see a lot of the those large Skywatch maps and Bastion and stuff pop up a lot, and then you're always thinking to yourself, man, if we could add like 4 more players or so, like, it would really pop. It'd feel alive.
Yep.
Mhm.
I mean, it makes me wonder though if they're waiting for something like custom games to be able to do that. Because I think the more players, like, isn't it 50 kilobytes of upload or kilobits of upload per player that's in the match that everybody has to upload? So 6v6 requires about 600 kilobits upload rate just to run that game for each person in order not to red bar.
And
If it was on a dedicated server,
they're laughing their heads off.
yeah, exactly.
You paltry 6v6.
Right? Yeah.
We have
I mean, with a
20 on
dedicated
20.
server, with a
64 on
dedicated-
64.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys remember that game, Mag, which came out on PlayStation
Mag for
3?
PlayStation. Oh, I played that.
128 versus
That
100.
was
Granted,
ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
I
mean, it was so much fun though.
yeah, it was.
What's PlanetSide run, man? I mean, how's that all set up? I've never.
Well, PlanetSide is just next level, man.
It's
that's
a dedicated
proper.
server.
It's dedicated.
Yeah,
server.
dedicated server. Yeah, it has to
be.
See, like the thing is, if you're if you're on a dedicated server, then each player only has to upload 50 kilobits of data per person, or I mean, for themselves. So like, not only red bars would be less because you wouldn't have to upload as much for people with poor connections.
Oh, that's a good
But
point.
it would also allow things for like enemy AI to be in a map, like a 20, like if they had like a 12v12 or 18 versus 18, and they had
What you're
some
saying
sort of
is you want
patrol
to play
mechanics.
Paragon, right?
I've never played Paragon, but like Halo 5.
The war zone in Halo 5.
Yeah,
Isn't that what that's
Warzone.
called? That mode is it's so much
Exactly.
fun to play. You go in there. There's AI enemies. You're scoring points just by taking down bosses. It's so cool. Just the flow of that game, so much fun. And if it's Destiny is just set up with the enemy classes, races, everything that's in there.
Right, it's a
it would work
no-brainer
perfect
for that
Destiny,
mode.
man. Would work perfect.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, it would be so fantastic if they had it set up to have big team battle like that with enemy AI.
When you guys did the match last week with Crucible Radio, what was easier matching up? Was it 3v3 or 6v6? Right now, for players that want to do it themselves, what was easier?
To be honest with you, tonight.
Or was it about the same?
No, tonight was considerably easier. It was a lot easier, and like Triple said, I don't know if it's just because it was just luck of the draw, but we spent
maybe?
20 minutes trying to link up.
Wow.
I felt like it was 40 minutes.
Oh, well, at least 20, but yeah, we're probably you're probably right, closer to 40. So there's a tournament this weekend, right?
I think my boy Sir Demeet is gonna be playing with Lumi and Ambu.
That's right.
And I think they're gonna do great. I think they're favorites to win. So
Nice.
They're great guys,
be rooting
man.
for them. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we'll make sure to I'll be making sure to tweet out Anbu's Twitch stream. I know he just recently got partnered, and it's been fun to watch him go out there and do these sweaty matches. It's really fun for you to come over here. If you guys haven't, anybody in chat, if you guys haven't checked out, I don't know why you wouldn't. Guardian Radio is another great Destiny podcast. They're the first guys on the block, and it was my
Celebrated
too long, dude.
150th episode, right?
Yeah,
That's
don't
amazing.
remind me,
Recently.
dude.
So that was
awesome,
my
man.
first home. Mark gave me my first shot at podcasting. I was with the Dads of
DoD
Destiny
podcast.
podcast, and he taught us everything we know. He's just an awesome guy. So if you guys haven't subscribed to that on iTunes or check it out, where can they find your podcast, Mark?
You can find us. It's theguardiansofdestiny.com is when we first launched. But you can find it. Just search it out on iTunes, Guardian Radio. You'll find it. We're on all the networks. We are now again posting things to YouTube because people like to listen to podcasts on YouTube, so they're there. And you can follow us on Twitter with the greatest Twitter handle at Guardians of D.
Protect the D.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
It took people forever to figure that out, and every once in a while I have the one guy say like, "Oh, you're guarding the D."
So,
That Twitter account so long ago and had the wealth of so many different things to choose. But
well, we are definitely going to have to do this again. We'll do another podcast gaming night where we're just getting together and playing some games with the community. And so it was a lot of fun.
Definitely,
I really appreciate
dude.
You guys.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Awesome.
One thing, by the way, I'm sure this is something where you guys can totally agree, but anytime you want to come on our podcast and vice versa, we are totally down for that.
Yes.
So
having you on, man.
Thanks.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate that. I think our
That would be
community
super
as a
fun.
whole is better with seeing us and seeing us interact and being part of the same community. I hate being part of those communities that just there's these people that just cause drama where there doesn't need to be any. So absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll save it for after you guys hang up.
Yeah, when you hang up, we're gonna talk all kinds of mad trash, man.
Planet Destiny guys.
So if you guys didn't see it, we quick 3-0'd him.
Oh, you.
Okay. For the sake of context. Again, warm-up games.
Oh right.
Those two warm-up games. We trounced you guys. wrecked your
No,
faces.
there was no.
So-
let's
no,
for the
sorry.
sake of clarity, let's just so that we don't leave this room and start
That's
spreading.
right. You had audio issues.
We had one.
Uh,
We had one game where there was audio issues and we waved it off. So that was the warm-up game, right? And I don't think that. I think that we won that second game.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Barely.
but
You
Fucking
did.
barely.
having said that, both you and Mike were using Sunsinger, which was
Hey!
Snake Armor.
Oh,
communication.
True.
Five, you're right. I'm sorry. And then we did give that to you then, so we wiped it, right? So then we started over, right?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
hey,
and in all fairness,
Planet
dude,
De-
it was a
Planet
close
Destiny-
second game, dude.
Yeah, Planet
Very
Destiny,
close
we
second
continue
game.
the tradition of bringing back the 2-0,
Yeah.
of bringing it back from 2-0.
right.
Once
That's a
that's
tradition. Go down 2 games and then bring it back. Well, Bife, if you ever want to get together and I can show you how to PvP a little, just let me know.
I would be
Wow.
honored to learn from such a wise old master.
Oh yes, yes. Those who can't do talk about it.
Your sensei wears depends.
Those that can't do teach, man. And thank Oa and Zen, man. If
Yeah,
anybody,
real quick, man. What do you guys think of Zen, dude? Because you said you heard of him, Paul, but we don't.
I
stream Zen.
had to listen to Tefty bitching about Zen just utterly crap.
The last game, like I had the shit end of the connection on the last game because he was mapping me with that like it was year one fell winners. It was ridiculous.
Zen is a kid that Kato met up with. I don't Kato, but he's here right now. I think he's in the chat. I don't know how he met up with him. He's ridiculous. I mean, the kid
Yeah.
is awesome.
He's really good.
But no, he streams and like 3 people watch him stream. So I'm like, I was glad he was able to come here tonight. I saw some people in our chat were saying, "Wow, like Zen." So hopefully, a lot of people got to see him play. And I told him, I was like, "You got to get your channel up and running, man."
they're the next generation for sure.
That's right.
Young guns.
Us old guys out. So, but thanks again, guys.
Asking the torch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sir Demetrius is
We'll
pretty
do it
young.
again.
This was a lot
Thanks,
of
Mark.
fun, and it's a freaking pleasure to
Tons of fun.
be able to just sit down and do this with you guys. So
Yeah, that was
yeah,
a
this
blast.
is
many
great.
thanks.